Welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Arena. Blind. Wow, that's kind of an awkward thing to say, but it's still all true. This time I did adjust my audio settings, so hopefully you can actually hear me over the game. Yeah, I said this in comments, but apparently some people didn't fully understand everything. The problem that I was running into before was that Persona 4 Arena's default sound settings apparently are way louder than Valkyria Chronicles. So yeah, you kind of couldn't hear me, and I didn't realize that. But once I, rendered everything, I was like, ooh, crap. But unfortunately, you can't really record a blind run. That's kind of the point. So.
I love all this animosity.
Oh, Teddie.
Self-righteous friends showing how they really feel by beating the crap out of each other.
Actually, Yosuke told us that was okay to do.
That's the real thrill of the P1 Grand Prix!
Shouldn't be the P4 Grand Prix? Because this is Persona 4, Teddie. I don't care to hear any more about Teddie's jests. I still have reservations about fighting against my friends, but I know there's no other way to save them. I'm resolved to do what must be done. Also, there's no knowing if Teddie and Rise have been affected just like Yosuke and Yukiko had. If they are, then it's no use trying to talk them through the monitor like this. That's the conclusion I've come to, but Miss President seems to have other ideas.
How much are you gonna push this? Why are you doing it anyway? These guys are friends! What's so much fun about making friends fight each other?
Miss President vents frustration at Teddie's image on the monitor, but I'm a bit surprised about how she worded it. She seemed more upset that he was making friends fight each other, not why he had dragged the entire school into this mess. We've only just met, but clearly she sympathizes with us and understands the pain we're going through. I'm embarrassed but proud at the same time. A girl with such compassion would be a great student council president. It's no wonder she was elected to represent the student body of Yasagami High.
Thanks, though.
It's not alright! This is...
She's still worked up and lashes out at me. Perhaps her heart is a little too honest. But her anger sets my mind at ease. She's right. What General Teddie is doing now can't be forgiven. I glare at the monitor.
Sorry, but you're not getting your wish.
What?
Did you think this would be all it took to break us apart? That it would make us hate each other? Sorry to say, but that's a huge mistake on your part. I believe in my friends. They'll never get taken in like that.
You're so stupid. What kind of sensei are you?
I'm warning you now. If you really are Teddie, then we'll get you back to normal no matter what it takes. Even if it costs us our lives. But if you're an imposter, hiding behind Teddie's face, I will make you pay for toying with us.
Teddie scoffs and turns around. The monitor suddenly switches off. Suddenly, turning on us without any signs of remorse? That's not like Teddie at all. No, he's most likely not the real Teddie. Seeing the anger in his face only strengthens my suspicions. Someone must be taking Teddie's form to make it look like he's the one committing these acts.
That girl's come around.
I immediately rushed to Yukiko's side. Wow, she actually fell unconscious?
Yukiko, are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
No, it's okay. You weren't your usual self, but I could tell by your eyes that there was something going on. I'm sorry, too. Did I hurt you?
Kinda, yeah. I sure wouldn't want to get into it with you again.
Yeah, you actually beat me twice, I think. I try and pass it off as a joke, and we look at each other and laugh. Things are going the same way they had with Yosuke. It's becoming clear now.
Did I say things that offended you earlier?
Yes. You did.
Yukiko hesitates, as if even remembering his difficult experience. What in the world did my illusion say to her? I bet it was something horrible. Whoever's doing this is certainly finding the most annoying way to get us to fight. But what supposedly said to her what doesn't matter? Yukiko is still hesitant to bring it up, so I tell her not to worry about it.
I don't need to know what I said. I just wanted to see if my guess was right. It looks like our enemy has the power to confuse our senses. My first opponent was Yosuke, and he told me a similar story after we fought.
Huh? You said something bad to Yosuke-kun too? What did you tell him?
You sure you want to know?
I'm the only one admitting to what happened. It's not fair, is it? But that curiosity is in line with what the Yukiko I knew. I evade the issue with a smile and call out Miss President, who's standing behind us.
What kind of people are you? Oh, right. We used our personas.
Yeah, we should at least explain to her what's going on.
She did see everything that just happened. This would be a good opportunity to tell her everything. I introduced Miss President to Yukiko to each other, and fill in the parts I had left out on my previous explanation. I tell her about personas. I tell her that we are actually in the world inside a television. And I tell her how the scenery here changes according to the hearts of the people who enter it. She looks doubtful while I'm talking, but considering that she's just seen our personas only moments ago, she doesn't immediately deny it. Still, she seems that she can't accept it all either. She crosses her arms as if lost in thought. On the other hand, it seems that Yukiko didn't know that Yokogami High had a new Settlement Council president either. Yukiko apologized for not having paid attention to the elections in April.
And that's it in a nutshell.
So, that's what you meant by falling into a TV.
Yeah, which makes me believe this school could be a part of your mind that's materialized.
This school came from me? That's a lot to swallow. I'm not surprised. Why is it different this time around, though? Usually the victim's shadow appears first.
That's right. I had doubts about that too. There's a reason why it's dangerous for people who can't use their personas to enter this world. Besides the obvious reasons, such as not being able to escape and being unable to protect themselves from shadows, a person's shadow separates from them. The shadow that split off is strongly attracted to the original people they came from and will try to harm them to try and become independent identities. I hadn't given it much thought since Miss President seemed so energetic, but it's still possible this has happened to her as well. I put this together with the conversation I had with Teddie a moment ago, comes to a conclusion. Well, wait a minute though. I have a question. Didn't we, whenever we lifted the fog and made the world a world of, happiness and true desires, shouldn't the shadows not be around anymore?
Teddie who's hosting this tournament. What if he's actually this girl's shadow?
Huh?
I noticed he got agitated when I called him an imposter. The fake Teddie would mean he's someone else using Teddie's form.
I see. If this place reflects Miss President's heart, her shadow must be here. And right now, the strongest candidate is...
And also, Teddie's shadow shouldn't exist anymore because we totally beat it. Just like our shadow shouldn't be around. Oh, I should be reading, huh? That's right. If we both saw an illusion, then at the very least, the enemy has the power to delude our senses and make us see and hear things that aren't there. On top of that, it can alter what other hear us say and see us do. If it can do that, then I can easily see that our enemy can use that power to change its appearance. And be right back. Kitty won't be quiet. Alright, sorry about that. Little Kitty is like, hey, you just woke up, pay attention to me. And sorry, Persona 4 Arena is here, I've got to play it. That means it could be impersonating Teddie and leading this tournament. It still leaves the question of why I would take on the appearance of someone that doesn't know. Well, Teddie is, theoretically, if most of the shadows are gone, Teddie's the only shadow that still exists. Because he was originally a shadow and he didn't go away. But the other ones theoretically did. Or at the very least, they weren't, malicious anymore. I've seen shadows in the past that took on bizarre appearances. This is the first time I've seen one impersonate an existing person. But Teddie's not a person. Does the shadow have some kind of objective? When I come to my senses, I see that Miss President has turned pale and is staring down at the ground. All the talk of shadows in another world doesn't seem to be reaching her, but she seems troubled at the thought that she might be causing all this trouble. That was redundant. I'm about to tell her that the actions of the shadow aren't her fault. But Miss President raises to her feet.
I'm gonna check out the announcement room. That General Teddie's behind the whole shebang, right? And if he came from me, then I gotta own up to the responsibility. A student body president, I can't let this go.
Whoa, wait, you're being reckless. We'll take care of the shadow. You need to...
What? Get out of this TV world? And how am I supposed to do that? Go on. Show me the door.
Oh, that's suspicious. Because we haven't told her that she can't get out.
Well...
Her eyes are filled with fire of determination, just as they had been when I first met her. Her sense of responsibility and her awareness of her duty say that she'll never back down.
Cousin's in the announcement room, and you're gonna go save her, right? I might not be as strong as the two of you, but I'm no slouch in a fight. Wouldn't it be better if we went together?
No, don't you understand? This world is...
I know it's dangerous, but there's gotta be something only I can do to help. Hell, that aside, I can't leave after causing so much trouble. Making friends fight each other. I'm going on ahead. You don't want to waste time arguing, yeah?
Miss President declares that in a voice that brooks no argument and takes off running. Yikes. I wasn't expecting her to behave rashly like this. I remember how fast she can run. If I'm going to go after her, I need to go at once, or I'll lose her.
Please, you have to go after her.
Yukiko sees me hesitate and knows exactly what to say. She's right. There's not much we can do. There's so much we don't understand. There's no way the investigation team can let a victim run off and die. Yukiko ignores the fact I'd be leaving her here alone and tells me to follow a girl she's just met. This is the exact opposite of the behavior she'd been displaying before the fight. Now this is the Yukiko I know. I'm ashamed that I even had slightly let myself be confused by the way I'd heard her speak before, and I answer her.
Don't worry about me. I believe in you.
Yukiko nods to me, and I turn and begin running off as fast as I can. I have to rely on the faint echoes of footsteps ahead to pursue Miss President through the school. I can't use my memories of the school in order to navigate because the invisible walls are everywhere, but the announcement room is upstairs. That obviously limits the path she can take. I will catch up to her no matter what. I've been running after Miss President for a while, but I still can't catch sight of her. She's so fast, it's almost supernatural. I've been beginning to think a path may not be hindered by the invisible walls. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, she's not a participant in the P1 Grand Prix. She didn't appear in the introduction video, and even though she'd been there when I faced off with Yukiko, she wasn't affected by the rules. Could she be able to walk through these walls? If so, catching up to her will be quite difficult. Just as I'm thinking this, suddenly a blue door appears on my path. I've seen this before. This is the entrance to the Velvet Room. I don't have time to deal with this, or so I think. When I consider the timing of its appearance, I can't help but feel there must be a reason for it. I make up my mind and reach for the door. As I walk through the door, I feel a slight sense of lightheadedness and close my eyes reflexively. When I open my eyes, I'm seated in the usual position, and Margaret is smiling quietly, as if nothing is different. When she sees that I've noticed her, she speaks, as if aware of my impatience.
You seem flustered, but time has no meaning.
I was actually thinking that. I'm like, really? The blue... Going into the Velvet Room never seemed to take up time before. Except in Persona 3 it did. When we walked into it and people... Well, no, even then. We went over the door, no one could see it, and we walked over, and we went in the Velvet Room and came back, but no one actually saw that we were gone. So, yeah. Margaret politely points this out, knowing that I'm in a hurry. Time is meaningless, huh? I thought I had figured out a few things about the room, but it seems there's still more for me to learn about it. If time doesn't pass while I'm in this room, then I should concentrate on what she's about to tell me. Once again, as if reading my thoughts, Margaret speaks.
It seems you've emerged
smiles.
victorious and have come away with a piece of the truth. Though you are in a garden of deceit, you have the vision to go forward. Very impressive.
Is that student council president's shadow really the cause of all this, then?
Who can say? All I know is that you are getting ever closer to the truth. There is one thing I can tell you.
Margaret's golden eyes are fixed on mine.
If that girl's shadow is the cause of this misfortune, she will face her trial. But it's separate from your fate. You have your own trial to overcome. Keep that to heart.
My own trial.
I didn't mean to, but I repeat what Margaret just
Everyone
said.
sees various things in you that draw them to you. Salvation, hope. I myself find fascination in watching over you. Fate may not be the author of your trials, but you are destined to be tested.
Margaret smiles mischievously and nods toward me. Another slight feeling of lightheadedness passes, and I return to that otherworldly school. The blue door is nowhere to be found, as if it had never been there to begin with. I look up. I still don't understand what my own trial is supposed to be, but for some reason my mind has cleared a bit. In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President. And now I see an immediately recognizable feature, her long ponytail. I found her.
It's too dangerous to go alone.
Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting
I'm
that at all.
impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
This calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say to her will change her mind. There's no helping it
Promise
then.
me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash. If you can't agree to those terms, I'll have to force you into protective custody. This is a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought I'd be able to keep her in check by saying her life was in danger, but she didn't even seem to take any notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. She's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up.
Mind if I ask you something?
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Just as I'm about to ask her to go on, Miss President continues.
Tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh? Sorry. You don't gotta answer.
She must be still thinking about my fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. That's how it feels to me.
You're right. If I could avoid it, I would. But I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight? Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Will she believe that answer? I study Miss President's face. When she opens her mouth, she has an unexpected gloomy look in her eyes.
You had to kill each other.
Kill each other? I truly hadn't anticipated that question. I'm caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. It's true, there's no guarantee that this General Teddie won't suddenly decide to make it to the fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why I said that.
I wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such a situation, I would never follow that order. That's all I can say right now. But after hearing my answer, the President cast her eyes down again. After seeing that behavior, how do I put it? Feel a sense of incongruity. Why could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying some unimaginable burden that she has yet to confide to us? Is it so heavy that she would ask that question of me? Speaking of which, if General Teddie does turn out to be here, to be her shadow, what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly, it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that. A slight sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway.
What are you doing?
Ugh, I thought I broke my nose for a moment. It's that invisible wall again. Even though I should have been expecting it, I relaxed my guard and walked right into one. I hold my nose and wave away from Mr. President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then. Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I had bumped into. So that must be the case. As I'd imagine, Miss President is unaffected by these walls. Is it because she's not one of the fighters? Well, yeah, of course. If General Teddie really is her shadow, maybe the normal rules don't apply to her. The entrance leading to the school building is ahead of us. But perhaps, worst of all, there's the wall I just walked into is blocking me from reaching there. I just have to find some other way. No, there are walls there too. And the same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. A thought crosses my mind to check back the way we'd come. It's as I thought. Another invisible wall from where I just passed. I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there's nowhere I can go. I'm trapped. And if I can't go anywhere, that can only mean one thing.
This probably means...
The moment I call up Miss President, General Teddie appears on the monitor in the entryway. It means their third round P1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you got peevish. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
It was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. The second one I won't be able to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
So who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess, you're starting to enjoy beating up your friends? Okay, with the next challenger, come on down!
The general doesn't pick up on my attention, and loudly yells for what appears to be a pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out, and who should appear but the person I was expecting to see, probably Chie. 4 of us enter the TV together. I've already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then...
That's what I thought. You're the last of us, after all.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be next, too.
Oh, who's she been fighting? Chie laughs along with me. For the moment, she doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her. Words and actions that I can't let my guard down around her. After all, I felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko, too. But as they say, the third time's the charm. I have to see if Chie's in her right mind. I decided the best way to do that would be calm and start a conversation with her.
You know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain,
Yeah,
Chie cuts me off.
I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right?
So who has she been fighting?
Don't worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend. I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I had to keep killing over and over, all because of you humans!
What in the what? Now this is obvious. Chie is clearly not herself. It's so blatant her words don't offend me at all. Moreover, it's just out of character, but Chie would never say anything like that. And you humans? That's as good as confessing you're not a human. Oh, right. Carnivore, was it? Miss President is watching from nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, what she has said at the end caught my attention. I had to keep killing
More
over
stuff
and over.
about killing, huh? Miss President was talking about it earlier, too. This must be...
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
She's not even trying to sound like Chie anymore. I can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if a shadow intentionally making people say these things, what does it mean about Miss President? Killing each other? All because of humans? What kind of secret past could the new Council President of Yasogami High be harboring? No, now now's the time for this. I have to look into this after we've cleared up all the confusion between us.
This, Chie.
I ignore her words and draw my swords. Immediately, Risi's voice echoes through the area, as if she was waiting for this.
Well, round 3 of the P1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage. Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill, manage to eke out a win this time? Let's get this show on the road. Ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Between last night and tonight, I actually practiced a little bit, so I'm not a complete klutz anymore.
Behold Chie, Senpai's secret kung fu style! Hit dragon!
Not enough.
Right time! The table for that persona's been destroyed! Such overwhelming force!
Oh crap, I'm using the wrong button.
An awakening! Will this turn the tables?
Crap! My buttons are weird. Never mind, when I just said I kinda knew what I was doing.
Better luck next time.
My button got shifted, and I kept pressing the Persona button instead of the, actual button I meant to be pressing. So apparently sleeping does not allow you to know what you're doing.
This place
I wish you good luck.
So let's try that again with me being a little less fail. Here I was about to show off, and it did not work out.
Behold Chie, Senpai's secret kung fu style! We're leading with stamina. Can they push through? Looks like they're finally
Okay.
an awakening. Not bad. Will it all be over in moments?
Easy mark.
All right, it's over. Time to leave.
That was a little better. Whew. That first one was embarrassing. My fingers had just shifted and I kept using the Persona attack instead of my attack.